Anyone not going to green ticket? Sorry.
That's very thoughtful.
Sure. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It's 11. I want to respect everyone's time and get you back to shopping. This is a massive turnout. If anybody did not get a ticket, Chris is handing out green tickets. Everybody gets a green ticket. So just put your hand in the air. He'll be around. If you are 16 or under, you also get a red ticket. We have lots of prizes. So before we get started, I want to thank the folks that donated. The Eastern Division of the TCA. TCA National donated some stuff for us. We've got a couple anonymous donors that donated some freight, some starter sets, and some engines. Train World donated an engine. Trains with a Z donated an engine and some gift cards for us. Legacy Station donated a gift card. Eric's donated some T-shirts for us as well. Todd Architectural Models just donated a building flat. That's beautiful, so that's going to go today as well. Who am I missing? Mecca donated some tank cars as well. So I probably missed some folks, but we want to thank the sponsors for helping us out to give stuff away. And thank you all for coming. We have a live stream going as well, and I think Eric's going to be doing some recording, so you can watch this later on. But last time we've done this has kind of just been a Q&A. We'll kind of start off at the far end with Chris and kind of work our way down and just kind of an introduction and what we do within social media, and then go from there, and I'll let some of the other folks here kind of run the conversation, and we'll definitely answer questions and things like that. So Chris, you want to kind of start off? What do you do?
Yeah. So hi, my name's Chris. I do trains on YouTube starting around 2021, and did trains all my life, right? There was always something I did in the shadows or around Christmas time, and then when the pandemic happened, I had all the space in my basement, and finally convinced my wife. I was like, hey, rather than waiting until the kids are grown and moved out and I'm retired, could we do it now? And she's like, there's nothing better, dude. Go ahead and try it. So, I had a good friend who did the woodworking. So if you watch my videos, you're well aware of that. I'm just preaching to the choir here. But what was great, what was neat about it is how fast everything happened, right? The table was built, and then I started posting on the OGR. And started to meet some people there. I started following some Facebook groups and trying to determine what people were doing. And the truth is that people are doing everything, right? People that focus on pre-war and post-war and MPC and modern, and some people go and just put track on the floor, which is what I did for the longest time. Some people build these museum quality layouts, and it doesn't matter where you are in the hobby, there's a spot for everyone. That's what I wanted to embrace when I started my YouTube channel. I was like, how do we represent as many people as we can and do it in my little basement room, right? So elements of my layout, which are fast track versus Atlas. And that's on purpose, right? It's to keep things so that we're demonstrating different types of tech at the same time. And then, over time, it's really grown. And it's all thanks to everybody who's been engaging, because that's what it's all about. It's building off of each other. I met so many people. I had a guy approach me yesterday who explained how the 700E should be evaluated in detail. I never would. Because it's one of the only engines I do not have that I really want. And now that I know what I'm supposed to be looking for, it's very intimidating. I got his information. I'm like, if I ever find what I need to break out the tape measure and make sure it's all right. But yeah, so again, thank you all for coming to this. This has been a lot of fun, and in a short amount of time, got to meet a lot of people. A lot of folks have been in this show doing this for years and years and years, and I hear a lot of stories. And one of my favorite conversations to have is folks who grew up during the post-war era of Lionel, where an engine I might have bought from a secondhand retailer was under their Christmas tree, right? And my neighbor Sam happened to give me an engine that he was given as a child. It's the only post-war engine I have that I know exactly where it came from. And his stories he'll tell me are just really neat. He's not even a train guy, but he just happened to show up at my house one time. And I said, Sam, you want to see my basement? He's like, what is this? I have a train in my garage. Anyway. But yeah, glad to answer any questions. I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of you, but if there's anything that I can answer this morning, glad to do it. If not, we'll move over to this. Yeah.
What would be your favorite or favorites of locomotives? Mine is my Vision 912 my Lexus 611, and BNSF locomotive, Norris 3-star Saturday. What's your favorite or favorites?
So, well, your favorites are great because that's 1218 is a sick engine. But if I could have any engine that I wanted, it would be. I mean, the Hudson is my favorite engine, right? My favorite road name is actually New York Central. It's not the Katy. Yeah, a lot of people think it's the Katy because I wear this shirt. But I just wore the shirt because, like, if you watch The Simpsons, you know what Homer Simpson looks like every time you see him in the show, right? But yeah, so my favorite engine would be a Hudson. New York Central and Dreyfus or Empire State, anything streamlined. It's my favorite.
Cool. Another question. Why do you wear an NYC shirt instead? Why do you wear a Katy one instead of a New York Central one?
Yeah, so I got really fascinated with the post-war era, and I have 3 daughters, and you know the Lionel Girls set is one of the most infamous sets that's ever been made, and I was fascinated with the canary-colored Katy boxcar, and I liked that logo, and I wanted to have a shirt that I could wear out in public that didn't scream train. And this logo was really cool, so my brother vectorized it, and my wife actually made me this shirt. I do have a closet full of them, I promise, it's not all. So I just started wearing it like all the time, and that's why, even when we did like the custom engine with Train World, we stuck with the Katy as the theme for that.
Let's go ahead and have Taylor introduce herself, and then we'll do Q&A at the end. Taylor, Peachy, move your spot on that one.
It's all good. Alright, so I'm Peachy from Peachy's Trains. I'm probably the newest into the hobby, I think. This is my first York, so it's very exciting. I started with trains. Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. So I started with trains in February of 2022, so very recently. Hogwarts Express was my first train, and then we got Pokemon Train after that, and it just exploded from there. We have a smaller-ish layout in our house. Not a lot of big space for a bigger layout, but it works out. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of a challenge to work around with the smaller curves and that kind of thing. Unfortunately, it limits some of the engines that I can get, but it's still a good time, so I really enjoy it. So we've actually, in the short time that I've been doing model railroading, we have had 2 layouts. We built one and already took it down and built a bigger one, so we're becoming experts very quickly on it. But yeah, so I don't know, I just enjoy it. I have a really good time. I've met amazing people at this meet. I've really been enjoying it, so thank you for being so welcoming, and it's been really fun. Any questions that I can answer? I will pass it to Eric.
Okay, I'm Eric Siegel. I've got a YouTube channel, Eric's Trains. I'm probably one of the oldest YouTubers. I've been doing it for a long time. I started my channel back in 2006, and I started doing, well, I got into trains when I was a kid because my dad had some post-war trains, and then when I had my own son, like a lot of people, that kind of reignited the fire, and I said, well, I'm going to pull those trains out, and I got the old post-war trains out, and then at that time I didn't know, this is probably like 2003, 2004, and at that time I didn't even know what progress had been made in terms of realism and scale and all this stuff. My whole world was the post-war stuff, and then I took a trip over to a local train store, and I saw my first, I think it was an MTH Sound 2 engine, and I was just blown away. And at that point, I was sold on the modern stuff, and been doing that stuff ever since. Although I still love the post-war stuff, and even though I'm doing the modern stuff with the scale realism and more realistic, I still like it to be fun. I don't really focus on how accurate it is, or I like the fantasy paint schemes. I like it to be fun. One thing I've always told people is, you get, people see the videos for 3-rail O scale, and they say, or O gauge in general, and they say, "What's with that third rail? You know, why? That's so awful. That's so unrealistic. That third rail." You know, and I always say, I like the third rail because it reminds me that it's about having fun and it's about using your imagination. And you know, if you use your imagination, that third rail isn't there. And it's about kind of using your imagination to take you places that reality can't. And so for me, that's why I like it. And even though I like the big scale stuff, the big boys and the challengers and all that stuff, I still like the fun of it, and the realism is sort of secondary to me. It's okay if it's not exactly perfect. It's all about how it sounds, how it runs, and how fun it is, including building the layout. So, that's pretty much the story of me. So, any questions? Oh, yeah, you back there?
Do you remember me from yesterday?
It's a blur. It's so fun meeting people. I know Chris likes that too. You go around and everyone, it's so fun meeting people. But it gets to be a blur at the end of the day. You're like, I think I've shaken about 300 hands. But it's a lot of fun meeting so many people and hearing their stories and hearing how your videos have influenced them and everything. So, so did you have a question?
I think that's
Any other questions?
Eric, do you read the commentary that people write on your channel?
Yeah, I actually do read it all. I don't always respond. I've tried to be better at responding lately, at least hearting every comment. But I do read every comment. I might not reply, but I do read every comment. And I read every email that comes in too. I'm just really bad at replying to them in a timely manner. But yeah, the comments are part of the fun of doing the YouTube channel, because you get some pretty colorful comments sometimes, as all of us know. And so we kind of share those amongst each other. We're like, yeah, check out this comment, because some of them are pretty colorful. Anyway, I'll let Jason go.
Thanks, Eric. All right, good morning. My name's Jason Stuckert. I have a YouTube channel called JD Stucks, or Jason's OH Trains. Kind of similar to Eric, I've been doing it since 2009 is when I started, and similar, when I was a kid, I played with my dad's post-war train, and as I grew up, a lot of my friends grew out of trains, like most people do in their teenage or college years, and something I guess was wrong with me, and I just continuously took it to the next level. And my YouTube channel, I was always plugged into like the OGR, and I would watch the TM books and videos, but there really wasn't a way to share what I did, or really a social aspect, at least, you know, being that young. So YouTube kind of presented itself as that opportunity where I could at least just point a camera, film my trains going in a circle, and wouldn't you believe it, someone actually watched the video. A few people actually were kind enough to leave a comment, and well, I did that for years, and it was really, you know, around that time just before COVID, during and after, that I met a lot of the people up here, a lot of the people in this room, people who were my age or older than me, but it was thanks to all the channels of social media, whether it was YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, we all kind of found each other, and the chance to come here to York and actually meet each other in person was huge. And now I know we all look forward to coming here so much, and of course we all buy trains while we're here, but if I walked out of here empty-handed, like, I still would have a blast. And I just make my videos now and hope that you all keep enjoying them, and try to do what I can to keep inspiring people to want to be part of this hobby. That's it.
Thank you very much. My name is Chris Montagna. I run the Chris's Trains and Things YouTube channel. Started as a kid, but I fell out of the hobby in high school and college. got back in it in 2015, and then had no idea what I was doing, and ended up finding Eric's videos that kind of helped me figure out what I needed to do, what I needed to run these trains that I didn't need just a transformer for. And just kind of took off from there. The house that we're in now, we moved into in 2017, layout started in 2018. And so I've been working on it since then, and I decided after I had the layout built and was running trains that I thought, what the heck, let's start a YouTube channel too, and if someone can learn something from what I'm doing, then I'm helping the hobby out, and it's kind of taken off since then. And so I do that, and then I also contribute to Classic Toy Trains Magazine and Trains.com. So that's something that started about a year ago. So just trying to help spread more of a modern take on the hobby into some of the publications that traditionally were just traditional post-war NPC type arena. Trying to bring some of the more modern feel into that as well. So I, like Jason said, York's always the best. It's great to come out here. I never would have guessed we would have had a room this big, and I saw people standing. So we greatly appreciate and are humbled by you guys coming out here and joining us. We've got about 70 people online right now, which is a great turnout. So we'll go through and definitely want to hear if there's anything you guys want to know, just ask, and you can point a question to one of us. We're happy to answer, but I think it's time to give some stuff away. All right. Giveaway time. All right, so we're going to do a green ticket first. We got them all there. We've got a pair of K-Line cars and a shirt from the Eastern Division of the TCA. One prize. You can read
Ticket number 890146 46 0146.
Oh, there we go.
You just come in the door? That's the great irony for that.
Congratulations. All right, and then let's do a red ticket item. These are for the kids only. First thing we're going to give away, we've got an industrial trolley here from Atlas.
Industrial trolley from Atlas.
Red ticket.
Red ticket here. It's like Matrix.
Okay, so we have ticket number 905018.
There's also some food over here as well. These are just rolled over, so feel free to get hungry and eat anything.
Yeah, you need a ticket for that though, Chris.
Does anybody have any questions over here?
My name is Jeff. I know a few of you guys. Chris Montagna, you were on our Zoom meeting.
Yep.
Chris, you were on our Zoom meeting, and Eric was on our Zoom. I have a question for you guys out there. I know that this is a social media thing. Can I see a raise of hands of how many people have actually watched videos that these guys have made? One or two? Okay, that's good. How many of you guys that are watching those videos have been influenced and have really thought, hey, I'm part of a much bigger community than I thought I was? Interesting. I know Chris Montagna, when he was on, he said, hey, it was because of Eric's trains that he was sort of influenced in terms of developing his layout. And when you're out there and you think, I'm in this weird hobby that nobody else is involved in, and now because of these guys, that has really changed the perception of the world. And it's also changed the perception in terms of a lot of people think, well, okay, you're into trains. You know, you're in your 20s and 30s and you're into trains. Old guys like me, it's acceptable. Okay, but when you're younger, it's not a cool hobby. But you discover it's a pretty cool hobby when you have these guys showing what they've been up to. Question for you guys on the panel, and we'll just go right down the line. How many followers do you have right Arguably like
42.
42,000. Okay. How many followers?
About 2,400.
Okay. Eric?
I just crossed 67,000 last night.
67.
Knocking on the door of 16,000, I think.
Okay.
Just crossed 10.
Okay. That's roughly, that's some number north of 100,000. Your attendance at York, on a really good York, is going to be somewhere around 9,000–10,000. You guys are 10 times that in terms of what you're being able to achieve, in terms of the number of people that are seeing what you guys are up to. 10 times the number of people that are here. And this is the very mecca for trains. So think what you guys have been to the hobby. You know, you say, hey, listen, we're lucky to be here, and this is great that we're here and whatnot. That's not the case. We're lucky to have you guys. You guys are the future of the hobby. Without a doubt. And without you guys doing what you do, how many of you guys would be here in this room right now had they not seen, if you hadn't seen any of these videos? Raise your hand. How many people would be in this room? 2. And the only reason that those 2 guys would be here is because there's an offhand chance that there's free food. And there's not. So, well, I guess there is. So think about that. Every one of you guys in this room is a direct result of the fact of what those guys are doing. So they are the true celebrities, and they are the true heroes in this hobby. They're changing the way that this hobby exists. So, big round of applause for you guys.
I would just add that it is our goal, if there's 10,000 people here and there's 60,000 people following Eric, we want that 50,000 difference to come here. We want them to be here and see what this is all about. Once you come here, like, you're hooked.
Well, and there's people in this room that have been on the forums and things like that that inspired me when I first started. Because when you start putting your stuff on the internet, you take that risk, you can get shot. It's like a first date. You can get shot down real quick. People that are longtime veterans of this hobby who embraced me as some random guy putting up videos of or pictures of my layout. He's like, "You're doing a good job." I'm like, "The guy in the forum said I'm doing a good job." That's equal to like 50,000 subscribers. Anyway,
I think overall it's gotten better. When I started, it seemed to me it was a lot more harsh, and in probably the last 5–10 years, everyone has gotten a lot more receptive to it, and the harsh criticism has gone away, because it used to be, you know, every other comment was like, well, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, and that seems to have gone away, and it's actually become a lot more positive.
absolutely.
And to his point, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to add real fast that if you all remember a few years ago, COVID took over the country. We didn't know what was going on, where we were going, how we were going to survive, anything like that. I'm a retired flight attendant for Southwest Airlines after 25 years. That shut me down completely. I got sick and tired of listening to the COVID talk on TV, the number of deaths that were happening nationwide. Every night, the same thing, beaten into me over and over and over again. I just started watching YouTube, and I came across trains. And every single one of these people up here lifted me out of my dark spot, dark space in my life, wondering what I was going to do. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to order some track online and build a layout. That's what I've done. And every single one of these gentlemen up here, and Peach included, has brought me back to a sense of being someone again and having something to do. It was just boredom, day after day, with the mundane COVID talk. And that was an escape. And I still go to YouTube and watch their videos as they continue to escape, and it helps me get new ideas and just broaden my horizons. And my little layout is my little layout, but I feel like I'm part of a bigger group, and I can't thank them enough very much. Thank you.
It's interesting because, you know, as bad as COVID was, the silver lining, I think if you talk to any of the people of the companies making stuff in the hobby, they'll tell you that, with all the best intentions possible, COVID was one of the best things to happen to the hobby in a long time. And when Chris and I visited Lionel, the really cool thing about it was that, you know, we said, well, are your sales, you know, and talking to the Legacy Station too, I said, you know, are your sales going through the roof because of COVID? And they said, yeah, but the thing that was going through the roof was not the people buying new trains, it was people buying the stuff to run them. The track, the accessories, people were setting up layouts, which is even more important than raw sales of locomotives. People were actually staying into it and again building layouts, putting track up, putting mountains up and trees, and those were the real big sales numbers. Was Legacy Station told me that they couldn't keep the track on the shelves. It was just flying off the shelves nonstop, which was great to hear. So you know, COVID was unfortunate. A lot of people died, but if there was a silver lining, it was that it was really helpful for the hobby in terms of people getting into it and staying in it. So.
Oddly enough, the liquor stores had record sales.
You know, COVID, it was a blessing and a curse. A blessing for a lot of people, a curse for other people. But yeah, there were a lot of industries and sectors that benefited. Probably just as many benefited as were hurt. So it was a very interesting time.
Let's do two giveaways here.
What is our first giveaway, Chris?
Oh, that's a great question. It's from the LCCA. We've got a boxcar, and then we've got some accessories from Lionel, both from the LCCA.
The last four numbers of this ticket are 0103. Green ticket. 890103.
There it is.
Weird. Awesome. And then we've got some K-Line boxcars and a shirt from each division of TCA.
All right, the next one is 0030. So 890030, green ticket. Right over here. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, next we've got a Lionel trolley. Red ticket.
Okay, so last four, 5008. 9050.
There's still a lot of loot up here.
So the red one?
What do you want to All right, Rail King trolley.
All right, we have 5021.
Ooh, this is a train. That's trains with a Z.
Trains with a Z.
Gift card for how much money?
$100. That means you can use code CTAT at checkout. All right, let's see. 890024.
Trains.com, $100 gift card.
Come on up.
Straight to the booth.
Going right now.
Does anybody have any questions or for anybody? Joe.
What is the longest train you've, this is not YouTube related, but what is the longest train you've ever run on your layout?
Ooh, I can answer that easily. All the Atlas auto racks that showed up at my house.
How many cars total?
That would have been 3
Not,
ES44s.
not counting the locomotive.
Oh, okay.
the booth.
13 of those scale auto racks. Wow. Yeah, as soon as it was all the way in the tunnel, it was coming out the other side, which is
Wow.
big on my layout.
Those things are massive.
So now you need the 53-foot
Yes.
This is going for you.
stacking units.
Technically, I haven't tested that question to the fullest yet, but I have a standard
length train for my layout because I have some reverse loops, and that's 3 Premier diesels and 24 of those white Triple Crown road railers. But there'll be a new video coming out soon to test what is the longest train in my collection, because I remember in the 90s MTH put out a promo video. Y'all probably remember that, and they pull 52 cars with the train with one Union Pacific big boy. I remember seeing that thinking, how can anyone in the world have a layout big enough to run 52 cars? And I think I might have one now. So we'll see. We'll see soon. Video coming.
The longest train that I can run on my layout without the train running into itself, so for practical running, is about 46 cars. I've done a train that was 86 cars at one point, but it wasn't practical because it could only run a certain part of the way out.
Like the cat catching its tail.
Yeah, so it was just a proof of concept. But I did do 86 cars, but most of the time it's 46, 47 cars is the most I can do. I will say, to back up his thing about those Atlas auto carriers, probably the most impressive pulling feat I've seen was the new Lionel Greenbrier pulling all 20 of those Atlas cars, because those things are over 3 pounds a piece. And it pulled 20 of them, and I couldn't believe it. I don't know how this thing's doing it, but yeah, that was impressive.
I really haven't fully tested on my layout how many I can pull, but I think, I don't know, we've probably had 10 max at one time, so, you know, skip me.
It's all good. Yeah, I tested mine with like somewhere between like 65 to 75 cars, but then I tried it when I had all the heritage units linked up together, but they just tore it right off the layout. And a lot of things fell off. I thought the video was going to be a tester because a lot of things were on my phone.
Question of Joe. Yeah. You all have jobs, you have a family. How do you balance your YouTube time and making movies, editing them, working on the layout, plus family time, work time? How do you balance all that?
Yeah, what Gimli? I'll let Chris start. Yeah, I record all my stuff at night, and now that dancing's back on full time for my kids, that's why I don't have as many videos a month as I used to. But yeah, usually they'll go to bed. I'll record trains on a Tuesday night, so I'll start around like 9 p.m. because I got to shut the air conditioning off, make sure the dishwasher's not running, all the things in the background, right? And spend about 9 to 1 or 2 a.m. recording trains. I'll clean up anything I don't like the next day, and then the talking part for me is easy. I just sit down and be like blah 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 blah. We're done, right? Then take Thursday to look at it and be embarrassed at myself, and then redo anything I need to do, and then Friday we'll edit and try to publish either Friday evening or Saturday morning. But yeah, it's all at night.
Yeah, I'm also mostly at night, Saturdays, so I don't have kids, so that makes that easy. Don't have to worry about that. My husband works Saturday day, so when he's at work, I'm usually filming and editing. I do it usually in one shot, so I film, edit, post, usually all at the same time. So either Friday night, Saturday day, and good to go for the rest of the week.
I film mostly at night too, because like everybody else, I have a job. I do work from home, so if it's a particularly slow day at work, I might be able to get a couple shots in during the day, but mostly it's at night. I usually shoot Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, edit Wednesday, put up the sneak peek for the Patreon supporters Wednesday night, and then do final edits on Thursday, and then publish on Friday, and Saturday is off. And I would say that it's probably, in terms of family and stuff, I would say it helps if you have a significant other that understands and is okay with it. Yeah. It helps if you have someone who understands it. I'm fortunate enough to have someone who understands that I gotta spend time shooting videos, and so that's probably the biggest factor, is having somebody who's not gonna be like, well, how come you can't be shooting all the time, and all this stuff. So it's having a supportive family is probably the biggest factor for me.
And they allowed us to dig a big tunnel between our houses.
That too, you know, so you got to have somebody who's cooperative, and I think all of us are fortunate. I know most of us are fortunate enough to have a significant other and a family that totally gets it, and they understand it, and they know that you're going to have to spend time shooting videos and editing videos, and I do, and Lisa certainly used to me working every day on stuff, so that's the biggest factor for me.
You can, a lot of you can thank my husband because he's actually the one that reminds me to shoot my videos and do it, so.
I don't need to add much more than what they've already said, but my wife, you know, we've been together for 3 years. We just got married a few weeks ago.
Buy a new train.
I'll just say this. Everyone says, like, when we first met, you said, so how did you break the news to her about the trains? And I said, not on the first date.
Yeah, definitely what everyone else said. My wife did not know that I enjoyed trains until I got back to the hobby in 2015. Her sister bought a house that had a layout in the basement. The guy was getting rid of it. So her dad and I went over, and I was like, oh, I'll get a couple things. And I came home with all these trains, and my wife put, what are those? But it's been, yeah, I mean, it's a delicate balance. A lot of my recent videos, you won't see me in a maroon t-shirt, but a polo or a button down with gelled hair. That's because I'm shooting that video at 5:30 in the morning, because that's when I have time to do it. Get up, work out, get ready to go to work, and if I've got 20 minutes, I'll go down and start shooting either B-roll or just me in front of the camera, because I know in the afternoon I'm not going to have time to do it unless I wait until Friday night, stay up really late, and then do it then. Editing, I can usually do that on the couch after the kids are in bed. You know, I can knock that out. I've scripted while, like, with voice to text in the car. Like, I can just talk and it just makes a note. So I've scripted doing that before, like on my commute, safely. And yeah, just trying to find time late nights, and a lot of my videos you'll hear thumping feet upstairs because I'm not gonna be able to stop it, and that's real life. The kids are running around. I'm not about to go upstairs and tell them to stop running and having fun. Or you'll hear them in the background, or the dog coming down the steps, or the dog's barking, because they do that all the time. It is what it is. You got to deal with it. But yeah, it's the balance is difficult. Trains come usually last on the list of priorities, but it is really, really fun. And I think my wife and a lot of our significant others have realized that it's more than that. Jason's one of my best friends. Chris and I, same thing. His family's been in my house. We talk every day, and I think they appreciate that. That we've got some really great relationships and friendships that have formed since this has all started. Let's do another giveaway. Thank you. That's a great question. We've got Metka custom run. This is the Air Force One unibody tank car that Lionel did, and a shirt from the TCA. So green.
All right, 0110.
All right. This is from National TCA?
National TCA.
National TCA. It's a bag, and there might be something inside.
Surprise. The mystery gift.
We are keeping with the zeros and ones, so 0011.
Yeah.
I got some Eric Strange shirts to give away. I'm not going to do it with the raffle tickets because I've only got certain sizes, and if you I don't know if I'll have your size. So I'll just, if someone, it'll just be first come, first serve on the t-shirts.
On the hands.
So I've got a medium. Is there someone who wants a medium? Kid?
Right here?
There you go.
Yeah.
Got a large. Anybody a large?
another Mecca custom run car. This is the one that goes with the Spirit of the Union Pacific.
Can you get something other than zeros and ones? Alright. 0012. Aha, here we go. 0085. There we go, right over there.
For any of those tank cars, we have the shippers here, so grab those.
That might, we might have just bought that one.
All prizes are given away as is.
Got some freight cars, and again, LCCA donation on the railroad side there.
All right, 0090.
Green ticket?
Green
Green
ticket.
ticket, sorry.
Hold on.
We got it?
Let's do a red one. We got another red ticket here. This is a donation from Trains with a Z. This is the Lion Chief 2.0 060T.
Oh, nice.
Brand new in the box, Lehigh Valley.
There you go.
Red ticket,
ZT.
5015.
That's what it's all about. You got it.
This is the Dodge Ram Track inspection vehicle. Any Yellowstone fans here?
All right, another red ticket, 5022.
It's right here. Right here.
Whittling down.
Any questions?
Hey, as a casual person in the hobby, right? You know, we set our layout up every year and then we take it down and it comes back. The one thing I found kind of frustrating is the diversity and the walled garden of the control systems. So, question for the panel, what are your current thoughts on the control systems available from the manufacturers? Do you think the manufacturers could be doing more to make their train systems more intercompatible? So,
I was just going to repeat your question so everyone can hear it.
oh,
So the question is, what are our thoughts on the state of the control systems in the hobby and where they may be going?
Yes, they should be more intercompatible. I mean, it's been tough. Lionel made the decision to discontinue the legacy remote, the 990, because they removed the phase 3. We all know that that did not go well, right? Because they haven't delivered on that yet, and having canceled those orders and not having the system that they were selling for the last 2.5 years has been really tough for people to get into the hobby and into that level. Fortunately, a lot of the new products have Bluetooth to allow a lot of people, you can use an app then to operate your locomotives. But yeah, the lack of compatibility even within Lionel's products is a little frustrating. But it's so much easier than DCS.
A bit of a different answer. So, in the back of the room is Sid from Sid's Train, and if you enjoy the technical side of the hobby, that man in the back can fix anything, retrofit anything, and take what seems like intimidating electronics and deduce them to the simplest thing. In fact, they just recently retrofitted what's called a Blunami DCC system, which is more common in other scales, right? Because in O gauge, it's more proprietary. And I'm actually going to do one of my engines with it because it was impressive. And it's not intimidating. You crack the shell open, you rip out what's in there. We're going to walk through how to do the whole thing. And at the end of the day, you do have to use a phone, right? So maybe for some of us that's a bit of a pain. But the app can do so many things. And now you have an engine, or a series of engines. Take an old TMCC engine that jumped the track and fried. And now you have no electronics, right? Beautiful scale engine, but what do I do with it? Imagine being able to take that piece of electronic out of it and retrofit something new, right? Something that's supported, inexpensive. I think it's $200 for a Blunami DCC kit, right? And whether you can do it yourself or whether you send it to somebody like Sid or one of the other retailers who can do it, I believe, Gun Runner John can do these things too, right? So we have people in the hobby that tinker. I think a lot of people in this room tinker. That's what we do, right? Yeah. So it's not an intimidating thing. And that's where I think we're going to see things go beyond what our beloved Big Two give us, right? Lionel and MTH will continue to do their thing, but we have options. Right?
Yeah, that's what's tough, I think, about this specific time period, right? Because not only are we waiting for Lionel's new system, but we're still waiting for new MTH TIUs as well with the Wi-Fi built in. So if you want to just go to your hobby shop and buy either system brand new, you don't really have many options other than to go to secondary right now, and no one wants to pay those prices. So unfortunately, we're just kind of in a weird time of waiting, and I hope that passes soon.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they could standardize stuff. That Blunami thing, I gotta say, I was blown away by that. You have 90 whistles you can choose from. 90.
And yes, Atlantic Coastline is one of the whistles.
You gave a demonstration of it, and I was blown away. So I think it would be great if Lionel and MTH and the others would eventually embrace a standardized system like HO has. That's probably not going to happen for a long time because Lionel likes to keep things. They both like to keep things proprietary. But it'd be great if they did. And as far as the 990 going away and stuff, everything seems to be going to smartphone control, which I guess that's the way things are going. I think we all have mixed feelings on that.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
There's something to be said about the tactile feel of the, because I can run the trains with the legacy remote and not have to look at the remote. I can have it in one hand and be looking at the train. You can't really do that with a screen. So it's, and then you also have to worry about the life of the software. If they put out the base 3 and it's run with your phone, and then eventually they stop making it, or it becomes obsolete with the newest phones. All of a sudden, it's a paperweight. You can't control it. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed blessing with the phones. I get it, but I guess it's something we all have to get used to. But yeah, some standardization would be nice. Probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I'm on with that Blunami thing. I'm going to have Sid convert some of my stuff.
Nice.
I was blown away by it. It's amazing.
We had a question over this way. Yeah.
What are your Monday through Friday jobs, all of you, and do you still get time to run for fun rather than for your channels?
Tech sales and yes.
Healthcare industry and yes.
I'm a platform engineer for a big healthcare industry company, and yes, it's fun to go down and run sometimes.
I'm a sales manager for a steel company, and yes, and when I started YouTube, I always said I won't make a video unless my heart is in it and I'm feeling passionate about making the video at the time. I'll never force myself to feel like it's a chore.
Good point.
I'm an elementary school principal, and yes, I still get time to run for lunch.
What are your thoughts on Lionel bringing out the triplex with the old tooling? Is it worth it to somebody that's got multiples to buy another one?
I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think the sound is going to be great. I have mixed feelings about using old tooling. I think I get it. I mean, you know, Lionel hasn't done a newly tooled Vision Line engine probably since the, well, maybe the, gosh, maybe the Centipede or something,
Yeah.
or the GG1 or something. But, you know, so they've been Vision Lineizing a lot of their existing tooling and the stuff they got from MTH, which I get it. I mean, it's cheaper than having, because new tooling is incredibly expensive. So it's, I think it's going to be cool. I'm getting one. I mean,
I just expected, you know, cylinder steam, and you know, we're gonna just pay a lot of money for something that's been done. You know,
I would have liked to see one more thing, like the Class A. I think the Class A was great, but I would have liked to see like a dynamo smoke or just one more feature. And I think with the triplex, it'd be cool if there was dynamo steam or cylinder or something. Just one extra feature, I think would tip the scales. I still think it's great. It's going to be fantastic, but I agree with you.
If you've never bought one, it's a great opportunity to get one.
Right.
But I have the MTH version, and that thing already wows me enough as is. Like, I would say if you already have the MTH one, I'm in the boat where I don't feel the need to get the Vision Line one. But found in the market, the MTH ones aren't cheap anymore either. Like,
Right.
Even with the announcement of Lionel.
so this would be number 4. So
You might as well just get it then.
Might as well. I got all the rest. So I might as well just get the pilot.
Personally excited for the Halloween one, and then
that is really cool.
Yeah, Halloween one.
yeah.
All right, so giveaway.
All right. What do we got?
Green ticket.
So this is a Lionel Southern Pacific black car with police car.
All right. Green ticket 0084.
This is a building flat from Todd Architectural Models. They're in the orange hall. Check them out. We're going to wrap this up before we give it to you, though. Very right. These are fantastic.
Green ticket again 0050.
All right. Get it packed up.
I need to get one too. I think we're just going to round up these raffles real fast.
Okay. So what do we have on this one?
This is another tank car. Air
Tank
Force
car.
One, you know what a tank car from.
And green ticket again 0104.
All right, we got some more gift cards, and it's going to round out the green ticket. So this one is a Legacy Station gift card, home of ericstrains.com. $50.
0158.
Over there, excellent. Congrats. Our final green giveaway is another Trains with a Z $100 gift card.
Ooh.
Drum roll, please.
All right, 0118.
All right. All right, and now for our red ticket holders. A couple final prizes. We have a, oh cool, New York Central track card.
5003.
5003. Red ticket. Some people roll. Might be that.
Going once.
All right.
We will redraw.
Must be present to redeem prize.
Okay, 5026.
Someone's gonna watch the replay of this live stream and be like, that was me. 5026. The attrition during the, I think I was just too long-winded. my watch time is only so long.
All right, 5029.
Green people are
There we
Next one is another trolley. It's Market Street Trolley.
5013.
This is from TCA National.
TCA National.
Ben and Jerry's tank car.
Oh, Ben and Jerry's. Oh man, I was nice.
All right, we have 5023.
A question for the crowd: how many people here have a YouTube channel that are in the room?
A lot.
Awesome. Thank you for contributing to something to watch.
So these are the final two. We'll call them the grand prizes. This one, for Peachy reads it, this is an Amtrak Genesis.
That is from Train World.
From trainworld.com.
All right, and the ticket is 5019.
Good job.
Another
flyer, classic Lionel set. This one's from who, Chris?
That is from an anonymous donor.
Anonymous donor. Wow. Yeah, our hobby's awesome.
All right, and somehow I got chronological order here, 5020.
Who's getting the set? 5020.
5020. They're gonna kick themselves.
Five 5012.
5012.
Oh, man.
Just put it down.
All right,
Black Friday
5016. There we go.
I've got some shirts now. Now think carefully before you raise your hand, because they're not one size fits all. I got a large. Girl. There you go.
Good picture, bud.
All right, now these are not all kid sizes, so we got XL.
You need like one of those t-shirt
I
logos.
know.
Like baseball. This is EricScreens.com.
Coming next year. XL. Okay. XXL. One more. Are you XXL? Are you XXL?
Thank you. Way to go.
And the last one is 3XL.
I'll take 2 or 3.
You want 3XL? Okay. All right, there we go.
So thank you everyone for coming. We'll hang out for a little bit afterwards. Oh, you have
Question. We got about 5 hours. How many of you guys leaving without anything?
Not guilty.
No one? No, I'm not good. No one hit me with a baseball bat. They were told to.
I have a comment for Peachy. I just want to say thank you. Your channel speaks to people that don't have a lot of room for layout, so it's nice to see that, so many others with these huge layouts, but yours is more the size that fits in my house.
Thank you very much.
Questions?
I have two questions actually. The first is, like how much do you plan your videos, or do you just like record them and see what happens? And the second question is, you all still watch other people's training videos and other people's channels? Just like surf through the YouTube channel?
I watch some of the training channel. I don't watch as much as I probably should. I actually get a lot of my ideas from the training channels, and then sort of transform them into what I'm going to do.
So, real quick, just to repeat the question. So, the question was, do we watch other train videos and do we plan ahead?
Yeah. In terms of planning, there's really two types of videos for me. I don't know about the other guys, but there's on-the-spot video. That's usually stuff that's brand new that you want to try to get out as quickly as you can, you know. And then there's planned ones. And for myself, I've got, Lisa's seen the list. I've got about, right now, I've got about 45 videos that are in various stages of planning and filming. So some of them take a long time to make, and some of them were short. I try to put out a video every week, so that you have to balance between quick ones and ones that are going to take a few months to produce. So that's how I do it. So.
I used to just kind of do them on the fly, but then I'd post one and I'd realize, oh, I forgot to say this, I forgot to say this, I said this wrong, and I was making too many mistakes, so I did start scripting out videos, and it adds to the time, but it, at least for me, is a finished product I'm happier with. But
I'm pretty good at impromptu speaking, so I script some videos, but some I just will do it on the fly. Yeah. Before we go on, there's just a reminder that we do food up here, and then if you're leaving today and you have nothing to do this afternoon, over at Columbia's Lower Susquehanna Valley Club in Columbia on 2nd Street. They're open today. Be sure to check them out. It's about a 20-minute drive from here. So go do shopping, and then go check out the club. They've got a great layout and a full HO layout there too to check out. So if you need something to do this afternoon, I know some people were leaving. I want to get that out there.
yeah, I just wanted to add that you asked a question about do we watch other YouTube channels all the time, and I really enjoy finding people who are just posting. They've only posted a few videos. They're just getting started. Because there's a lot out there that's like, this is a really good layout. These guys are really good presenters. This is a really great video that was put together. And I try to at least let them know, like, I really enjoyed this. Like, please keep making videos. Because those people, we started out like them too. If no one had ever said, like, hey, nice layout, I may have just given up on YouTube and maybe just been discouraged from the hobby altogether. So I really like looking for some of the channels that are just getting started.
It's amazing how many channels there are these days and how big the community's gotten. When I started my channel in 06, there was hardly anybody doing it, you know, and so you really couldn't, there really wasn't much of a community out there at all. It was the forums. But in terms of other people doing it, and it's grown so much by orders of magnitude that there's just this, this giant ecosystem of people making videos, which is just great for the hobby.
I mostly plan my videos. They're scripted, most of them. I have a few that I have not scripted that are just kind of like the blind unboxing I did a month and a half, 2 months ago. That was not scripted. But most of them are scripted, most of them are planned. And then I definitely watch other YouTube videos. I watch these guys all the time. I watch a bunch of other ones too. But they, everybody up here actually inspired my channel to start. So it's kind of cool to be a part of this panel for me. Because I started out fangirling over their videos. So.
These are awesome. My videos are a pure stream of consciousness.
It's funny how people that have different ease of doing different things. Like Chris was saying, it's really easy to do the speaking parts. And for me, like the speaking parts are the hardest part. And those are the parts I stumble over the most. And so I think it's interesting how everybody has their things they do well and things they don't do so well.
Well, yeah, I would just say one thing, that I started watching Eric's channel, subscribed. That led me to Jason's channel because people were watching Eric's channel, were watching Jason's channel. Then from there, it went to Chris, then to Sid. And Peachy, I haven't watched your video yet, but I did start it. I have to get to it today.
I'm a big fan of your channel. like all the details you go into. I watch it a lot when I'm at home. And I was like, you what? Keep it up. You do an excellent job.
Oh, thanks.
And I saw Golden Gate Third Rail's now got 2 new engines up for like it's releasing 2 new engines. GP30 and Virginian like electric box car, but it's a 3 unit.
Yeah.
Have you seen
You're talking
those?
about Third Rail?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do really good stuff.
I was gonna say you should check it out sometime when you see it.
Definitely will. Question over here.
Oh, I'm just wondering, what's Eric's favorite road?
My road day?
What's your favorite railroad?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I'm an omnivore. I like them all. Probably my favorites, my probably top 3 are going to be Santa Fe, Norfolk Southern, and Union Pacific. Probably those 3.
What are some tips you would give to people starting out to help them either create new videos or grow their channel or things like that? Seeing as you guys are kind of the experts.
My 2 recommendations is be who you are. So if you're going to get on camera, just be who you are. Like, don't try to like pretend. Like if you're like chill, just be chill. If you're weird like me, be weird, right? So just make sure you're true to yourself because it will make your content flow much more naturally. And then, when in doubt, cut it out, right? So if you feel like it's getting long in a tooth, cut it, right? The more you cut out, believe it or not, people are only going to pay attention for maybe, you want at least 30 seconds of a hit on a YouTube channel, right? And people click off. You're just someone's thumb scroll. Hopefully they're just not sitting in the bathroom. But just remember, like, it's more like a commodity for people that are watching. If you try to think through the lens of the people who are watching, it'll help.
There's a lot of analytics that YouTube provides you if you dive into them on your videos. So one of the things that helped me is to go really dive into those analytics and see when people that view my channel are on, because it'll tell you when the most viewers for your channel and subscribers are on YouTube. And then how long they're watching the video for, and you'll see like the drop off of viewers. So trying to figure out what keeps them hooked and trying to provide that at the beginning of the video to keep people watching has been helpful for me as I've sort of to adapt and grow and evolve my video making skills. Yeah, that's a good question.
I would say focus on the things that you have fun with. You know, if you enjoy it, that's going to come across on your video, and people really like that too. So, you know, if there's an aspect that you don't really like that much, maybe don't film that part. But just whatever you have fun with, and then that'll come across, and people really enjoy that. So have fun with it, and I think you'll be good.
Yeah, it's amazing if you look at the analytics how impatient people are. I mean, the length that people watch the videos is very short if they're not interested, and it'll drop off really fast. And so the analytics are really helpful. And then my suggestion, other than doing what you want, doing what is fun, is I would recommend looking for ideas. Don't try to copy what other training channels are doing. Try to look for ideas on non-trained channels. I get a lot of my ideas from watching car review channels and tech channels and stuff like that. They'll do things a certain way, and I'll be like, oh, I like that. I think I might steal that from my channel. So it's you can get a lot of ideas from non-trained channels. You don't have to just be limited to saying, oh, I wonder what Eric's doing and what's Chris doing. You can go watch other things and say, and kind of cherry pick their ideas and say, I think I might incorporate that into a training video.
You gotta start somewhere. So you post those first few videos, and it might not gain that much traction, but always be trying to get better. I hate watching my first few videos. Not even my first few, maybe my first 50. But every time I make one, I try to get a little bit better, and I try to think a little bit more about what people would enjoy doing. And I like the comment about you have to be yourself and you have to have fun with it. And I used to not really have that much fun with it. And actually, Chris, you helped me come out of my YouTube shell. Because really, like Chris and I get along really well, and I felt like I can have more fun with this than I'm doing in the videos. And made all the difference. I love making them more than I ever have.
I did want to say there's a guy in the room, Ray, over there, who had a very early video, and again, he came out of the, like almost out of the woodwork. He's like, I bought a lemon at a train show. Have you all seen that one? He went from 0 to like 75,000 views in like a week or something like that. I was like, who's this guy? This is amazing. And like, so you will have situations like that. So like, don't be afraid to say what you want to. Like, I think everyone has their own style, and that got him so much support, and it got people talking. If you get people talking on your videos, if you're trying to like build a YouTube channel, that's engagement. Or comments are engagement. Good or bad, right? You don't want to troll people, but like that was a great topic that a lot of people think about, and you just boom, there's Ray, right over there.
What I'm interested in is how much thought did you put into that, or did you just do it?
Oh, I filmed it. Race training. I filmed it, and I was genuine. What happened on camera, and I said, "Oh my God, I have to redo it now and say, hey, this is what happened. This is my reaction to it."
Yeah.
And it was like a week before it got picked up, and the algorithm, I had really no views on it, and then on like the 5th day, it, like Chris said, I had like 70,000.
The algorithm is a strange and weird thing. I think we all struggle with it. We all try to figure it out. I always tell people it's like trying to figure out God. You don't know. It's funny. Usually the videos that get picked up are the ones you don't think are going to get picked up. You know, usually if I'm really excited about a video I'm putting up, it's going to be a dud. And then the one that I'm just like, yeah, I'll just throw this up, just put something up. That's the one that
My favorite part is when you get into the European algorithm and you start getting all these comments from people of like, the third rail. Like, you can always tell when it's like the British people start commenting on your videos because they just do 2-rail channel stuff.
10 people are watching this live stream.
You know when you're there. I appreciate all of you.
Also be aware of your audience.
Keep watching
Where the comments are coming, you can see in the stats whenever if your views spike in the middle of the night, you know that you've hooked the European people, and then you're going to start getting the comments from the European.
There are many engaged collectors. Question up here.
Question I'm a strictly conventional guy, NPC, post-war stuff. Is there any chance you guys could do a video along post-war? Do it, or and Eric especially, he can do it. He weighs his stuff, he has the power. He's prepared the post-war like the F3s and the FM. Some of the new stuff, and then do a little video of some of the post-war stuff running around. I'd love to post it.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm trying to get into reviewing some older stuff. So yes, I guess the answer is yes. Not next week, but yes.
Just to shamelessly plug, I've done a couple of NPC videos, so just NPC running around the layout.
Dave on Dave Griffin Hobby for the MPC one, all the famous American Railroad steaming.
Dave is awesome. Dave, you really should be on this.
He's so laid back.
One of my favorite.
My name's Dave. Here's my dream.
Yeah.
You know, that's Dave.
I'm also going to shamelessly plug because I do have an MPC video coming out as well.
There's a question over here.
Yeah, number one, have you guys thought, we know that the layout is never truly done, right? But have you guys thought about how many man hours you've actually put into your stuff? Especially you, Eric.
Yes, not to.
And then your other hobbies, like I know Jason's got a Supra. What other hobbies do you guys have besides your
I think we all probably do. I think most people who collect things.
The question was, how many hours have we put into the layouts, and do we have other hobbies?
Yeah, I think most people who collect things usually have other collections. So I know for myself, I collect
knives.
I collect Zippo lighters. I collect
phones.
Old phones.
Guitars?
I have a few guitars, but I don't collect them. But yeah, so I have a bunch of, and I've got a bunch of little sub collections that in addition to the trees. I think that's pretty common with collectors.
I do woodworking as another hobby. I've been doing that since middle school. So that's one of my longest standing hobbies is I have a wood shop, tinkering around there. Whenever my wife's shopping, I say I can build that. I'm the guy like taking pictures and measuring it. I'm like, I can build it better than this.
You build a little house or some stray cats the other day.
That's a whole different
Now they
story.
were cats.
You mentioned I have a car. I have a '94 Supra. That's my other really big hobby, and I do a lot still with my alma mater, Ohio State. The Ohio State. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this room who are, including myself, who are nervous for the game today. I think they're losing already. I do a lot with the alumni marching band still. That was a big part of my life. So between those three, I'm stretched very thin. A lot of them got to take a back seat.
He can do a backflip and catch the baton.
Not right now.
I have some other hobbies as well. I play World of Warcraft and video games. I also collect Pokemon cards and plushies and pops, and I'm a big Disney nerd, so all of the things that you see in my videos, I have collections of those in my house as well, so it's not just me.
RC cars, paintball, and Magic the Gathering.
Very interesting.
Question.
Speaking of the number of man hours, what would you say to somebody just getting started building a layout to keep from getting overwhelmed by looking at all this work ahead of us?
I can answer that. When I started building my layout, I was watching a video. It might have been an OGR video or maybe a Tom McComas video, but there was somebody who had a big layout, and he had a piece of advice that I really took to heart. He said, just the key is do something every day on your layout. You don't have to do much. Put a tree on, ballast a little track. Even if you spend 5 minutes, just do a little bit every day. You don't have to do it all in one day. But if you stop, you might stop for a while. So just do a little bit every day, and I think that's what I did. You just go down at the end of the day after work, put a few trees on, put a car on, do some road work or something like that. 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes a few hours, sometimes 5 minutes. I think that was a really good piece of advice. Just do something every day. You look at it.
Yeah, I think keeping it manageable. My layout now is still not complete, obviously, but just the maintenance of a layout that's my size. My layout is 36 feet by 28. It's small. That's a lot of real estate to try to maintain. It takes hours just to clean the train. So I, just try to focus on one area. And then there's a lot of bare spots on my layout. I tell people when they come over, I just haven't gotten the inspiration for what that's going to be yet. I'm not just going to put ground cover to put ground cover. So I've got a couple bare spots. So one of the more recent ones was the farmhouse scene that I did. I walked in the basement one day and it just clicked when I saw it. And so that was like that weekend I finished that whole scene in like 48 hours. But I just have to get the vision in my head. That's just how my creativity works before I will attack that.
That seems pretty common, like you'll just kind of get a rush of inspiration, and all of a sudden, bam. I was looking at the same way with the trestle. I sat there for like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how I'm going to ever build this wooden trestle. And one night it was just like, I got it. It's fun like that.
I'd also say don't be scared to mess up when you're doing it, because I messed up my mountain a few times and I had to rethink things. So, there's several ways to do stuff. So if you do it, and it's wrong or you don't like it, you can always redo it.
Yeah.
How many of you were never moving because your layout was
I told my wife we're never moving. That has nothing to do with the layout. I'm not. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I am not in my forever home.
Okay.
And my goal is to finish the layout, hopefully get it published somewhere, and it's coming down. And I knew that when I started construction, but I love this hobby so much, I just couldn't not be doing something, building a layout. And I love doing it, and it'll be sad when it gets torn down, but I know I'll build the next one even better.
Yeah, as I said, I've already gone through, this is my second layout in a year and a half, and I'm already planning the next one, which I don't have any plans to do anytime soon, but I'm already planning the next one, so whether that's in the house I'm in now or not, I don't know, but.
Yeah, it's I dread moving, but I know I will one day. I think it might be easier just to burn the house down quickly.
Hang on, let me pause the video.
We are on camera. No, it's that's gonna be a nightmare. I might have to recruit some volunteers for it, but we will move one day because it's not my forever house, and I'm more than that. I'm out of space, so we will do it. But you know, I gotta get married first, and then we gotta figure out where we're gonna go, and then we'll get something in the
Jason and Chris and the debate of triplex versus triplex. Triplex, I think.
Triplex.
It's triplex. It's triplex.
It's like in tricycle.
The triplex is having.
It's the triplex.
Hands down.
Yeah.
The motion has been carried.
I'm on neither side of that argument, but I got a very, very angry comment. And there's a lot of historical backing. I was supposed to say triplets.
Oh, Jason had to correct him.
Yeah, and then I noticed that Brian Kunkel himself said triplets. I'm like, have I been saying it wrong? Is it not triplets?
Tomato, tomato.
What does he know?
I sat there and I looked at Chris, really, you know, this didn't make the video, where I was like, who the hell cares?
Thank you.
I think who the hell cares applies to a lot of the comments we get. Well, okay. You know.
Your tree is leaning to the left. It's supposed to be leaning to the right.
Speaking of the triplex, I think I'm so happy Lionel's doing these supersets, and I hope they keep doing them for all division lines going forward. I think it's just a really cool idea to do a whole big set if you have the money to do it. They're really expensive, but it's really cool that I think it's really a cool era that they're going into doing these big supersets again. Very exciting. Anyway.
Push in the back.
You gonna get that new KD Challenger that MTH released?
I don't know. It'll be an impulse buy if I do. But a lot of people have let me know that, hey, you're doing a great project with the train law. I'm like, I'm going on the record. That was not my project. If anyone from the train law is here, I'd be happy to talk to you, but I've never actually met anyone from the train law. That's cool.
I'm sure you guys think it's a lot, but budgeting the layout, or I mean budgeting the hobby, that is, like how you guys like plan ahead on what you want to buy and what you may want to get, or like yours, just something out there pop in there. Like I'm sure it's hard to debate on what you might want to get for now versus then. You guys, I'm sure you guys.
I don't do well with the financial questions, so I'll.
Toss that one away.
Yeah.
Lots of friends in the hobby, and
I'll say that I do have a yearly budget. I usually end up going over it because, you know, it's like coming to York. You know, you say, I'm going to spend this much money at York, and I always spend it just
At least 3 times.
Probably 10%, 10% over whatever. Because you see something, you're like, oh gosh, now I got to have that. So,
You kind of know when the big drop down kind of stuff that we're going to do pre-orders, so we kind of try to spread it out a little bit throughout the year, but I am a bad impulse buyer, so my husband is the one that controls the budget.
They call us
They like to
trainaholics.
ship a lot of stuff at once, like right now, there's a ton of stuff that's about to arrive. And so Lionel loves to ship everything in like December, November and December. And so the rest of the year, you're kind of doing okay, and then November and December come along, and they're like, Legacy Station calls, they're like, yeah, you got $10,000 worth of trains here. Like, you know, like, oh gosh.
I set a budget. I have a spreadsheet, and I keep it organized by when things are due to come in. So I know what's due and how much money I owe. And then one thing that I started doing this year is whenever I get the urge to buy something, is buying myself a gift card on Trainroll's website, because then it just goes into my store credit account, and that's money that's gone, right? So then when something comes in, it just comes out of my store credit. So instead of impulse buying an engine, now I'm not perfect at this.
Raise your hand if you're perfect at buying the trains.
But it's worked out really well that when something then, that way that money's there. I've already spent it. When I have that money in my account, my train account, I put it into my train roll account, and then I won't spend it on something else. I have an accountability partner, my buddy RJ. We'll text each other, and be like, do I need, like, I want to buy this, and he'll be like, you're an idiot. He'll do the same thing to me, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm going to Train World and buy myself a gift card, or whatever store I happen to have my pre-order through. So that's helped me this year, and that's just something that I've started because I've been buying more trains. Money's out of the account, I can't spend it, so that's helping me. But we're going on an hour and a half here. First of all, I want to thank all of these guys and Taylor, for helping out. Thank you all very much. Eastern Division of the TCA helped give us this bigger space, which we were busting at the seams. Thank all of you so much for watching the stuff that we put out. It's cool that we can do this and give back. The best thing that I get to do at this event is give trains away. And so the sponsors that helped us out, thank you to them. And the people that anonymously donated, very generous of you. But being able to have people here give out some trains to some all of you and the kids is awesome. So thank you so much. Thank you, Eastern Division of the TCA. There's food over here. There's trains in the orange hall that I need to go buy, I think.
And thank you all for watching the videos. It's not like Hollywood. We're not pushed by anybody. It's thanks to views that our videos get put out there. So we're nothing without support. So thank you all very much for everything that you do.
Yeah, thank you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be up here. We wouldn't be anything. So thank you so much. It's so humbling and so gratifying to see that the videos help so many people and get so many people jazzed up about the hobby. So yeah, thank you for everything.
Yes, sir. Take care, Don. Safe travels.
Any idea when you're going?